Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Developer Maroof. This is lesson 38, the final lesson of our JavaScript playlist, and we are finishing on something really important, which is accessibility. So accessibility means making your pages usable for everyone, including people who use screen readers or navigate with the keyboard only. So let's start by looking at our HTML. So this is pretty small HTML. Every element has a purpose. So there is a toggle menu with the ID of toggle btn. Below it we have nav with the ID menu holding three anchor tags or links: home, about, and contact. And you notice that it has a hidden attribute on the nav, so it starts collapsed. Then we have the text input with the ID name input. So just open this HTML in your browser with GoLive extension and press F12, or you can just right click and click inspect to open this dev tools and come inside the element. So let's write our script now. So the first thing we will learn is area attributes. Let's say accessibility area attributes, and let's get our toggle button equals document dot get element by ID. Then we have a toggle btn, and our second one is menu equals document dot get element by ID, and its ID is menu. These are the two elements. And then we have a toggle btn dot set attribute and add area expanded, comma, its value will be false. And then on our toggle btn we will add another area attribute, which is controls, which will be equals to the menu. Alright, so this area expanded attribute tells screen readers whether the thing this button controls is opened or closed, and this area controls attribute tells them which element it controls. Right here is the menu, so it will control the menu element. We set these once on load, and you can see inside our elements tab the button now has area expanded false and area controls equals menu, and now it's more accessible than a plain button. You can see we haven't added any attribute on this button, and now we have the attributes with the help of our JavaScript. Now let's add a click handler. So let's create toggle btn dot add event listener, and the event we call will be click. So it's a click event, comma, our callback function, and inside this we can create a variable is open equals menu dot hidden. So this hidden is the attribute of this menu element we put right here. So we are calling this, right, so we made mistake, equals to, and below we will say menu dot hidden is equals to is open, and here we will say toggle btn dot set attribute, and inside this we will set area expanded and will be equals to is open, and below it we will add attribute to this menu element, set attribute, and inside this we will say area hidden and will be equals to when it's closed or not open. And below it let's add a log with menu, comma, is open. When it's opened, let's say it's open, and if not opened, then it's closed. So this is our click handler. So we flipped the hidden property to show or hide the menu. We update area expanded so screen readers announce the state change, and we set area hidden attribute on the menu itself, which tells screen readers to skip it entirely when it's collapsed. So let's just click toggle menu and watch the element tab. We click and you can see the area hidden equals to false, so this attribute has been added. We click again, you can see area expanded true, area hidden false. So a screen reader would announce expanded and collapsed each time. So this is what area gives. So area is the first pillar. It doesn't change how the page looks, it changes what assistive tech announces. Now let's make the whole thing work without a mouse. So let's jump to our next pillar, which is keyboard navigation. So let's create a key down handler, document dot add event listener. So this is a global key down handler I'm creating. Key down, comma, our callback, and inside this we will have events, so event, and let's add a switch statement, switch. Inside this we will have event dot key, and our first event will be on our case escape key. So this is our first case. So what this will do, if menu is not hidden, means if menu is visible, then escape will make that menu hide, so hidden will be true. And toggle button dot set attribute, and it will make that area expanded attribute to false, so it can close the menu, and its focus will be at that button again. Let's add log and see what happened. Let's add menu closed, with escape. So this is our global key down handler with a switch on key dot on event dot key. When escape is pressed and the menu is open, we close it. We will update area expanded to false, and this is important part. We move focus to the button, this button, toggle menu. So always return focus to where the user came from after closing a menu or a model. So let's click toggle menu and press escape. Again, click toggle menu, press escape. You can see our focus is on toggle menu now, and the menu is closed. So keyboard only users now have a clear escape route. So let's add two more keys or events. So let's say case arrow down, and sorry we forgot the break. We should always put break here, and this one will be inside this switch statement. Alright, so our second case is arrow down. So if menu is not hidden, then event dot prevent default, so it will not load. Const link equals menu dot query selector all, so we'll select all the anchor tags, and const current equals array dot from the links, let's make it links dot index of document dot active element, and right here we will say next equals current is less than links dot length -1. If it's true, then current +1. If not, then 0. Right here we will say links, and we will take next and focus on that, and let's put a break here. And same way for our next case, we will have arrow up, and same way we have not hidden, prevent, query selector all, current from index of document dot active element, but this one will be previous. So on previous we will say if current is length of links, make it 0, not the links, so then current will be -1, and if not, then we will say links dot length -1. And right here let's focus on the previous one as well and just save it. So this arrow down and arrow up, we find the currently focused link. Right here we will find the currently focused link. We will calculate the next or previous one with wraparound, so it loops from the last back to the first, and move focus there. To prevent default stops the page from scrolling while we are arrowing through the menu greater than. So let's just test everything, and you are on a page, so there's no focus right now. We will click open the menu, press tab. So when I pressed tab key, our focus is now on the first link, home. We will press arrow down, our focus is now about. Let's refresh, let's press toggle menu, tab, arrow down, then again arrow down, we have contact, then arrow up, then we are again on about. So the user never touches the mouse, and the focus outline is visible the whole way. This was our second pillar. So our first pillar is area, which is done. Our second pillar is this keyboard navigation, which is also done, and our last and final pillar, which is focus management. So focus management is controlling where the keyboard's attention goes, especially on a page load. So let's now create our third pillar. Let's say focus management, and get our name input and document dot get element by ID, then ID of that input is name input. And right here we have a normal tab index, which is always tab index equals to 0. So this is our normal tab index. Let's say normal tab order, and our tab index, which I will create by the help of JavaScript, our focused or focusable tab order, which is equals to -1. So let's say it's focusable, let's say by JavaScript only, menu, and we will select all the anchor tags, anchor elements dot for each. So for each link we will add or set an attribute which will be equals to tab index, which will be equals to 0, which is our normal tab index. And now we will focus on this input. Whenever user lands to the page, his focus will be automatically on our input. So let's say focus set to name input, and right here let's say name input dot add event listener and focus event, comma, our callback, and inside this let's add name input dot set attribute, and we will set area label, and we will say name input is focus, and let's add a log here. So the log will say input focus, and let's add another event, which is name input dot add event listener, and it will be blur event, and we have callback Let's add a log. Input lost focus. That's it. So this tab index equals to 0. It puts an element in the normal tab order, and this tab -1 means it can only be focused programmatically with JavaScript. So links are tabbable by default, but setting it explicitly is a good practice. So we have put the normal tab order right here. Then nem input dot focus. So this will run right on a page load. So focus lands in the input immediately. That's why on most login pages the username field is already active. This is a very small touch, but it has a huge impact on our user experience. This is only one line of code. So let's refresh our page. Look, the cursor already on the input. We haven't touched anything. You just refresh and our focus is already on the input. We start by typing right away anything. Not clicking the console log, you can see, and we refresh. Focus set to the name input. So this kind of polish is what accessibility is really about. So that's it. Let me just wrap up. So that's accessibility in JavaScript. We have learned 3 pillars: area attributes like aria-expanded and aria-hidden. We learned second pillar, which is keyboard navigation right here with escape, arrow key, and we have learned focus management with tab index and the focus method. Apply these patterns and your app instantly works for a much wider audience. So this is the end of our JavaScript playlist. We started from the very basics, variables, data types, functions, and step by step we made it all the way here. The DOM, events, async JavaScript, testing, tooling, browser APIs, and now accessibility. If you followed along from lesson 1 to lesson 38, you now have a genuinely solid JavaScript foundation. I'm really proud of you for sticking with it. I truly hope you enjoyed this series and learned something valuable from it. Go build things. That's how all of this sticks. This isn't a goodbye though. I've got another playlist coming very soon. We'll take these JavaScript skills further and put them to work. So make sure you are subscribed and have the bell on so you don't miss it when it drops. If this playlist helped you, please like the video, subscribe, and share the playlist with anyone who's learning JavaScript. It genuinely helps the channel grow with your support. Drop a comment and let me know what you would like to see in the next series. Jazakallah khair for watching and for being part of this journey. See you in the next playlist. Allah Hafiz.